IQ worship and revenge of the nerds. In this video, I want to make the argument that essentially people who tend to worship IQ are engaging in a sort of wishful thinking. They're the type of people who feel extremely alienated from the world. A lot of them are socially awkward. A lot of them are not successful with women. Is this all of them? No. Is IQ unimportant? Well, there's a lot of discussion around this issue, and there's a lot of disagreement about this issue, whether IQ is legitimate or not. But what the IQ worshippers seem to not understand is that there are other genetic characteristics besides intelligence that people select for. This is assuming that IQ is correlated with intelligence, which to some degree I guess it is, but I think its correlation is really overblown. But that's besides the point. Even if it is, there are other characteristics people select for that are not intelligent, such as height, attractiveness. Even like in Russia, there was feet size, hand size. In human cultures, people tend to select people with more angular jaws or symmetrical faces. And one thing you'll notice what the IQ worshippers is, although they ostensibly have like these high IQs, they tend to lack in a lot of the other characteristics associated with good genetic health, like face symmetry, eye symmetry, clear, good skin, symmetrical feet and faces, arm length, legs, like in women, I guess you could say like the waist to hip ratio, ample breast. The people who tend to worship IQ tend to lack other characteristics associated with genetic health. And I think essentially the people who are engaged in this like extreme version of IQ worship are basically engaged in one giant revenge fantasy, one giant display of revenge of the nerds. Since in antiquity, people have selected for other genetic characteristics besides intelligence. And this is probably going to be more so of the case as AI displaces a lot of the more intellectual aspects of human life that require a high IQ, such as paralegals, some computer programmers, not engineers, or maybe programmers, maybe engineers as well. And AI and artificial intelligence and technology have rendered a lot of human intellect basically superfluous. So I don't see how selecting for it would make a lot more sense to have a more rounded view of genetic health rather than just intelligence. There's also the problem that intelligence seems to be correlated with poor mental health, which also plays into part where I said that the people who have high intelligence tend to lack other characteristics that would signal genetic health. So extremely high intelligence could possibly be just a genetic abnormality, and maybe it's a good thing that people do not select for it. Isaac Newton notoriously died a virgin. I believe that Mozart was a scat aficionado. There are a lot of people who are very intelligent who do not reproduce, and there are genetic abnormalities. There are genetic anomalies, and their personalities are characteristic of this. So maybe it's a good thing that they were not selected for. Although they might have been highly intelligent, there were a lot of other genetic flaws that correlated with poor genetic health that we're being selected against. So I think a lot of people who champion IQ worship, a lot of it just revenge of the nerds. More or less, they're intelligent because they spend time reading, doing math, and engaging in things that are associated with intelligence in the modern world. They do not account for things like um, reflexes, reaction time, um, that sort of thing. The more innate this innate characteristics associated with intelligence. So, like for example, blacks are very good athletes and they are very fast. They're very fast and they have very quick reaction times and stuff. Is that associated with intelligence? And if it is, why isn't that taken into account? And why are only things such as like the ability to do math and read very well associated with intelligence? Things that are associated with like the modern world, industrialization, the middle class life, etc., etc. So anyway, this is just a quick video on why I think that IQ worship is mostly just revenge of the nerds. A lot of it is sour grapes, and there are other characteristics besides intelligence that are selected for in the gene pool.